Hi, this is Tomi Berry with Best of Atlanta Concerts TV, and this is All Access Pass.
They are the legends of jazz. Every person can relate to Al Jarreau and Ramsey Lewis.
Ramsey Lewis is an idol.
Two of my favorite artists.
Timeless, amazing, and delightful.
I love Al Jarreau.
So elegant and classic. Ramsey Lewis Al Jarreau concert coming up, and we have all access. This is like the coolest thing. Al Jarreau was brought to Atlanta as part of the Jazz Roots series. We had a chance to talk with the producer and founder of Jazz Roots, Larry Rosen.
Jazz Roots is a concert series in performing arts centers all across America. Part of Jazz Roots is not only presenting great concerts with great artists, but also creating education programs and bringing young people to learn something about America's classical music, jazz. This is our heritage jazz, and we want to spread this as much as we can all around the world.
It's our goal to provide arts education opportunities to our community. We provide amazing opportunities for students to come to the center and see performances, but also master classes and workshops as well. It's this great opportunity for them to sort of see how jazz wraps together and also help them educate themselves with the music that they're learning in school. So to have Al Jarreau and Ramsey Lewis come to the center for this concert and really kick off our Jazz Roots series is a great opportunity for these kids to learn where some of the music that they listen to now actually came from.
Get that ball in the air. Get to pop it. Does anyone wanna go waltzing in the dark again? Does anyone wanna go dance up on the roof?
WCLK really believes in the next generation of jazz listeners, future jazz audiences, and so we are committed to making sure that we have an educational component to teaching jazz and elevating jazz, uplifting jazz, and keeping the legacy alive for the next generation. So that's always going to be a major component of what we do.
I never heard someone improvise the way he does with his voice.
It was very inspiring to hear him come and tell us all about jazz and the history of what he does and how he emulates our instruments. It's good to hear a singing voice do the same.
And when we say jazz, we're really talking about the music that came from the roots from Africa. So whether it's jazz, gospel, hip-hop, rap, Latin jazz, samba, Brazilian music, it all fits under the big umbrella called Jazz Roots. People like Al Jarreau and Ramsey Lewis, and to know people like Esperanza Spalding and all the young artists on the scene today, you really should go back and look at Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington and Dizzy Gillespie and Charlie Parker, because those artists are the ones who built the foundation, and these artists build on that foundation and they put their own stamp on it. So there's a great legacy of American music that's really centered right here in Jazz Roots. Each one of the Jazz Roots shows are thematically based. So in other words, this is called Jazz and Soul. And that's why I felt it would be a great way to start off this entire series with Al Jarreau and Ramsey Lewis. These are two legacy artists, multi-Grammy Award winners. They're on television, they've been on the radio, they have big hit records. I mean, these are artists that are really, really well known in this genre. So you want to start off with something really well established. And I felt this is a good route to start off this whole Jazz Roots series. Come on down and check it out, because when people do come, they get blown away and they have something they can tell their friends about, and it's about the word of mouth. Then they come back and they tell their friends and bring them too.
It was fantastic.
It was awesome.
The show was amazing.
Why I really do feel that Al Jarreau and Ramsey Lewis are great ambassadors for the series is that they are two artists that not only did jazz, but they did funk and pop and soul and R&B. We have to be able to introduce the music to the youth in that form. Funk, soul, jazz, pop. We got to let them know that jazz is everything that is good music.
Bottom line is, here's great music and it's entertaining with great artists. So come and check it out.
We are backstage. We also had the opportunity to sit down and chat with Al Jarreau's longtime keyboardist, Larry Williams.
I'm most well known for my association with Al and then Quincy through the years. All the Michael Jackson records, a couple thousand records I played on. Since '78, my first record with Al, I'll Fly Home, and then he asked me to go on the road in 1980 and became a part of his band. What you see there, the guy you see, that everyone relates to this inner warmth and outer warmth of this man, his humanity is. That's just real. That's who the guy is on a deep level. And we spend hours and hours alone in my house in the studio. You know, he's probably one of the most caring people I've ever met in my life. And certainly that part of him is the real deal, you know. It's just nobody like that. It just has that connection. I mean, that comes through in the music. That comes through when he talks.
Of your neighborhood. I live in the suburbs of your neighborhood. I'm Milwaukee and Chicago.
Not the kind of guy that has a lot of hobbies outside of music. He's on the road 7-8 months out of the year. So, you know what Al does in his off time? He loves documentaries and science, stuff about the planet, geological part of the planet, stars. He can talk for a long time about, I mean, he's just fascinated by the way the world works on that level.
This being alive, this being part of God's universe, and smelling flowers, and watching clouds go by, and wondering about where the stars go at night, and putting those questions in a song is just delightful for me.
Get that master's degree in psychology and rehabilitation, you know. Right. Yeah, he started moonlighting singing in the Bay Area while he was getting his master's degree in San Francisco.
You know,
it served me well to play a lot of styles and a lot of instruments, and you know, I don't have a preference on instrument. I flute with Al too. Saxophone, whatever. Anybody wants me to play, I'll play. I just want to be a part of the good stuff, you know, with anybody. And Al, look, for a musician like me to play with Al, I played with a lot of different people. The kind of freedom we have with Al and the kind of challenge to be in the moment and the kind, you know, the improvisation and just the whole harmonic sense and melodic sense, rhythmic sense. Those things you just, you know, don't get that in very many artists today. There's, especially today, another time, but you know, Al still is comprised of all those things. You ain't got to do something without great melody, great harmony, and great rhythm. Those are things we took for granted in the 70s and 80s when that's what music was. Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, you know, music ain't like that anymore. It's a lot of times it's a beat and some words being rapped on it. There's good stuff and there's not good stuff, but you know, it's changed a lot. But for me, I still love playing with Al because it's really a challenge.
As part of the educational component of the Jazz Roots series, Al Jarreau took the time to visit Benjamin E. Mays High School and talk to the students.
You better get to your feet when I introduce this name. Give him a huge round of applause. Music legend, Mr. Al Jarreau.
Coming to Atlanta in this way and being with you this way, this time, this morning, is really something quite special. We're in this love together. We're in this love together. we're in this club together. We're not the kind that lasts forever. Well, I wish I could push a button and say abracadabra and be Usher. I'm just Al Jarreau. I do some jazz music. Oh, how long have I been doing jazz music? Well, a really long time. I'm old, you know. I'm gonna get my chair. Doing church music a lot, and that was in Milwaukee. And my father was a Seventh-day Adventist minister. I'm the fifth of 6 kids, almost 45 years old. On my next birthday, I'll be 73. My mother was a church pianist, so I sat on the bench, the piano bench, just kind of rocking back and forth as a toddler. And that's where a lot of music got in my heart. Just sitting there on that piano bench and listening to the church choir sing. And later on, joining in with the church choir. I stood up and sang solos. I did a first little recital when I was 5 years old. Found out we were a poor black family. Didn't realize that until years later. The song that I have called We Got By, and it describes just that fact. And hardly had a belly full, I never knew a new bicycle. Hand-me-down books and shoes, they brought the Yuletide in July. I rode the bus, the train, most times strolling for miles to a movie show, singing a song, shooty-doo, while birds and rich folks flew right on by. But we got by. No matter where you go, whatever came before, don't you be home without singing. They got some summer every day. All of us singers who improvise learn so much from the great horn players, from the great piano players, and great guitar players. We imitate what they do, especially folks who are doing jazz, singers who are doing jazz. Well, the inspirations are everywhere. So if you listen to Chuck Berry, and if you listen to Little Richard, and if you happen to have listened to Usher, that music will be in your pool of ideas to select from and to choose from, and that stuff just will pop up at some point. And everybody has a pool that's a little different, and that stuff will find its way into how you write. It'll find its way into how you perform. John Hendricks, Ella Fitzgerald, Johnny Mathis, a lot of Johnny Mathis. Just so many things. I was there when Elvis Presley sang Blue Suede Shoes. And all of that stuff is part of the pool of ideas that you can select from when you're singing or when you're scatting. Creating music. That's a really wonderful, special gift. And I write with a smile, and I hope the music that I write conveys joy and fun. cover boy from Milwaukee. And I love to star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood. People come by there from Milwaukee and point to my star and say, yeah, that's Jarreau. He's from Milwaukee. He grew up on 3rd and Reservoir, went to Lincoln High School, played basketball and baseball, and then went to Ripon College and played on the basketball team at Ripon College. And he puts his shoes and pants on one leg and one shoe at a time, just like me. I can do that.
This personal time with this gentleman is really something that you should remember, and you will remember for the rest of your life. Give this man a huge round of applause, Mr. Al Jarreau.
This is Tomi here again, Best of Atlanta Concerts. We just had an amazing time. I am so pumped. What a concert. Ramsey Lewis started it off, got us going, and then Al Jarreau took it to the hilt. It was amazing. Wish you could have been here, but guess what? You are, because you have all access pass. Glad you were here with us. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Be well. Peace. This is literally behind the scenes. I'm on the stage. Really right now, I'm standing on the stage. This is Al Jarreau's drum set. I mean, how awesome. How awesome is this? Like, look over here. This is like stuff. This is my stuff on his stuff. Oh, is that cool or what? This is more of their stuff. It's Al Jarreau's mic. And look, his percussion thingy. I should know what this is called, but I don't remember. I'm not touching it. Somebody make it mad at me. You don't get this with just anybody. You only get this with All Access Pass. Best of Atlanta Concerts. Hello. Hello.
Hi, this is Larry Rosen, and welcome to Best of Atlanta Concerts TV.